Thanks for listening to this Q1043 podcast.
Looking for your next job? Check out NJ.com and let the local team work for you. Because we're Jersey insiders, we know the best jobs, the best companies, and the right opportunities, including the one that's right for you. NJ.com, everything Jersey.
Here we go.
Now, more Out of the Box on Q1043.
All right, welcome back. Jonathan Clarke here, now joined live in the studio by someone from our very own backyard in Brooklyn, Matisyahu, and his son, Levi.
That's right.
Joining us live on the show tonight, so thanks to both of you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
Now, I know you were born in Pennsylvania, raised in White Plains, but I was reading that you were born Matthew Miller, but changed your name to Matisyahu, which in Hebrew means Matthew, correct?
Yeah, it's Matisyahu. It's like a derivative from the same root as Matthew.
Oh, okay, right.
It's the same root name, but it's the Hebrew version of the name Matthew.
And you did this when you became observant, I guess, right? Or Orthodox?
Yeah, I didn't go into any kind of like the passport office or anything and officially change my name. I just started going by my Hebrew name.
And this was after, like, I had read A Long Journey. That we got to keep our eye on Levi over there. After a long journey, they brought you to places like Colorado, Israel, Oregon, and then New York City. What happened on this journey that sort of, I guess, made you become observant or Orthodox?
Well, change is something that happens. Like I think, as long as you stay open to it and you don't try and hold on to anything too tightly, then the nature of the game is change, and that's definitely been the process for me throughout, you know.
Right.
One of the biggest changes being when I, really decided to take on my religious like roots as a Jewish person and really follow the laws and go after the teachings and the Torah and whatnot. So.
And how long ago did that happen? How many years ago did this happen?
That was 2001. So about 5 years, 6 years?
So 5 years, yeah. Close it on 6 years. So. Now, while all this was going on, music was going on for you as well. Like, your bio calls your music a blend of Orthodox Judaism and classic reggae. So what was it about reggae that sort of led you down that sort of musical path that sort of inspired you? Was it a lot of Bob Marley? Was it other artists? Or
well, initially it was really Bob Marley. That was the first sort of real reggae artist that I like.
Right.
Came to and
for a lot of people, actually, too, because he was just so larger than life, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And at that time, as a young teenager, basically listening to Bob Marley and hearing lots of quotes and lots of lines from the Old Testament, and felt some kind of connection to, obviously, to the music and to the persona of Bob Marley, but like in particularly to the lines, the ideas, the words. Feeling that I had heard them before, and felt like a strong connection to them. So
yeah, his records were so good. Like the production was just really raw, but yet really good. And obviously his songs. I mean, you got to have the songs that have the hooks and the choruses and everything like that. And I, like you, was really moved the first time somebody turned me on to Bob Marley. Well, so your current full-length CD, Youth, is out now, and you also just recorded some new things with legendary reggae producers Sly and Robbie. Some of those tracks are on this EP I have here, the Sly and Robbie sessions. So first of all, how was it working with those guys, Sly and Robbie? I mean, they've worked with some huge artists over the years.
Yeah, it was great. It was like one of those things where you see like. Okay, what is it? You want the cheese or the cookies? Huh?
Levy's definitely hungry.
We have this cheese and the cookies. I thought the cookie would definitely win him over for a few minutes. But
I think, it's working maybe.
In a second, he's going to try to grab the microphone. He's like his father,
Yeah.
But basically, Sly and Robbie, I mean, it was a type of thing. It was like where they went in, they played the track, you know what I mean? Like one take. And then that was it. You know
really?
What I mean? It was just, sometimes you're in there like really trying to work it out and figure it out. And then sometimes you play with somebody, whether it's a vocalist or an instrumentalist, and they just nail it on the first shot, and you see like, oh, that's what makes these guys, such experts, because it's just right there,
Did you went down to Jamaica to do this?
No, we did it here. We did it up here. We were in the middle of a hectic touring schedule, so.
Because I know, who do they work with, Sly and Robbie, over the years? Just like, I know a lot of reggae artists and even bigger artists like pop
Sinead
and rock
O'Connor
artists. Yeah.
Bob Dylan and all kinds of different people. Reggae artists they worked with, like, everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone. They kind of, Robbie, the bass player, he kind of invented the style, that kind of like that reggae style.
In the pocket, like groove, like bass, like.
Yeah.
Well, the song Jerusalem is on the Youth CD, but you also re-recorded it with Sly and Robbie on this EP. Now, we all know what Jerusalem is, but talk about your inspiration for the song Jerusalem.
Well, Jerusalem is, that's kind of, in a major way, the place where my, like, spiritual kind of search really got kicked off. When I was 16, I went to Israel for a semester, and basically was just going to get out of school for a semester.
Want to travel abroad? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, party on the beach in Tel Aviv. Right?
Yeah.
And basically, unexpectedly, spent a little bit of time in Jerusalem, and I felt it really brought out some place in me that that didn't want like any kind of didn't want to be, what's the word I'm looking for, ignored. You know what I mean? So some kind of place in me that kind of a silent place. You know what I mean? So that's the idea, and the idea of Jerusalem. I mean, the idea of the song is that everyone has that place inside themselves. That's just when they turn off all the noise and they just kind of focus and get down to the core of who they are and why they're in the world and what that's all about. And that's what the song represents, and obviously that's what the city Jerusalem represents, to so many people. And it says a man is a small world, so you have Jerusalem in actuality as a place in the world, and there's a place in the heart of every person that's that same type of vibe. So
Jonathan Clarke here, joined live in the studio by Matisyahu. Now, when you are not recording and not touring, what do you do with that free time? Obviously, your free time is kind of taken up now. You've got 2 little boys, and
I live in Brooklyn with my family, and when I have time off, I try to spend the time learning, which is probably spend the time learning and thinking about ideas, talking to my I have a teacher that I speak with regularly. He travels back and forth from Israel, so when he's around, we spend a few hours a day together, and just exploring just concepts, Jewish concepts, and trying to pick it apart. Right.
And you have some New York shows coming up during Hanukkah, I think, right? Hammerstein Ballroom, December 16, 17, and 19. Those tickets are on sale now. But what can people expect at a Matisyahu show, saying during Hanukkah? Will it be something different? Will it be the traditional sort of show, or?
Well, it's going to be different for a couple of reasons, and it's going to be the same essence. You know what I mean? But I think it's the first time we're playing in New York that we've added on a couple of musicians. We have.
Talk about the guys in the band too.
Yeah, we have a new we have a percussion player and a keyboard player. So we had been doing it like live at Stubbs, and everything was just with a trio, bass, drums, and guitar. So we added a couple of guys that are really great, and we added lights with this lighting director, Mark Brickman. He did the wall for Pink Floyd. And he did work with Bruce Springsteen.
That's a nice thing to have on the resume.
Yeah. So the show itself is definitely going to be a new thing, I think, for people, that come, and for Hanukkah we have basically a different opening act every night. We have different people sitting in every night.
I saw that. Who are some of the opening acts you have for some of those shows?
Who is it? Like John Brown's Body is one night. Ben Queller.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Mr. Liff, and it's like a hip hop thing, like going on one night. So. And then, like some different people sitting in. This guy, Trevor Hall's going to sit in with me. I don't know if you ever heard of him before.
I think so, yeah.
He's a great new artist. Like a really young guy. And he's got a great sound. Yeah.